Hi, welcome to the third tutorial video for RetroMachine. In this one, I'm going to teach you how to use the power grid effect, which is primarily used to get ASCII art effect, but is capable of much more than that. And let me show you what. So let's turn on power grid the same way we turn on any other effect. So go to algorithm and turn on power grid. Let's also open up the power grid controls, and immediately you'll see a lot of sliders, and I assure you there is nothing to be intimidated about this, because I'm going to show you everything that you need to know to get started. And already you can see some kind of ASCII art effect, but we can make it even better. The cell size, I hope, is self-explanatory. It basically says the size of the tiles. So if I increase this, you're gonna get bigger glyphs or characters. And if I set it to really low, this tile size is going to be much smaller. So let's just go back to the default cell size that we had. Now we have four families that we can choose from to get various effects. So we have ASCII family. If you want to do more of the ASCII stuff, this is where you're going to do it. You also have patterns, and then text stream family, and finally the primitive family, which just consists of simple shapes. We're going to first take a look at the text stream family. So let's open it up. We're going to toggle off the ASCII family and turn on text stream. We are also going to set the palette to white only to get a better visibility. And now you can see what text stream actually does. So you can get whole words or sentences that fill up the bright areas. So you have many presets for that. But what we can do that is really interesting is edit our text. So if I click on edit text, I can type anything that I want. So if I press enter, you can have a custom text of your choice. Now this also supports emojis. So if I edit text, and for Windows, we have the Windows key plus the full stop key on the keyboard to bring up the emoji panel. And we can just click on the emojis to enter whatever we want. And we could just press enter and we can have emojis. Pretty cool. And this is why the plugin size is 30 megabytes or so, because the emoji font that is embedded into the plugin is 24 megabytes itself, and the other font that is included is a Japanese version of the Noto Sans. So you can get all the English characters, Latin, Cyrillic, and the Japanese characters like hiragana and katakana, and the kanji characters. Let's set the text stream preset to RetroMachine, because now you can also use scroll speed to make the sentences scroll over a particular direction. For now it is horizontal. So if I play it, maybe increase the scroll speed a little bit more. Now you can see this text is scrolling from right to left. We can also set it to vertical, diagonal, and radial. Now let's take a look at the ASCII family. So I'm going to turn off the text stream and enable ASCII. And you're going to have a number of different presets that come with ASCII family. So do try them out. And in the end, we can find a preset called custom. Let's select it and open up the custom tab. And here you can do separate adjustments to your ASCII character set. So if I edit the mid-range, you can see we have some characters. We can use the emojis as well. So I'm gonna turn on the Windows plus the full stops key, or function plus E key on Mac. If that doesn't work, you can always use a different text editor to copy and paste it. So I'm going to just click on this heart emoji and press enter. And you can see that the mid luma range has been replaced with heart emojis. And you can set multiple characters in each of the luma ranges, and the plugin will choose a random character for each of the tiles. And finally, you can also see a slider called edge match. And if we increase the edge match to say 100, it will do an edge based ASCII art effect. And we can have a different character set. So if I set it to katakana, we can only have Japanese characters. If we decrease the cell size, it's going to look a little better. We can also have a combination of ASCII and katakana. And finally, we can take a look at the numerous controls that we have for this effect. For this, I'm going to use a primitive family effect. Let's go with dots. And we have some basic controls like the distance in between tiles and the tile sizes. We can also rotate the tile. And let's focus on these two because so width and height from Luma is basically what this does is the contents of the tile will increase in size based on the luminosity value of the underlying image. So if I play this video, you can see the dots changing their sizes based on the brightness. You can also change the rotation from Luma, but we cannot really visualize that with dots. So let me set it to bars. And if we change the rotation, you can see the brighter parts have more rotation of the content of the tiles. And this gives you more creative control over the effect. You can also choose the grid type. So we have square and brick. I think diamond is the more compact one. And this is more easily understood with dots. So let me set it back to dots, and you can see we have different kind of the grid types. We also have visibility gate, so the dark areas won't be affected by the power grid effect. And then finally we have background fill. Right now it's going to make everything white because we have a palette set to white only. We can set it to, let's say, grayscale. It just fills up the entire background. But in doing so, it also flips the color palette of the characters themselves. See if I set it to, let's say, NES. We also have a sensitivity toggle and chaos. We also have a full set of randomness sliders that affect the randomness of the tiles. And that is going to be it for the power grid effect on RetroMachine. In the next video, I'm going to teach you about the post effects. So see you in the next video.